What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today I am going to talk about the AFC wildcard race because the AFC wildcard race is just so close right now. And we expected a totally different picture coming into the season. But now here we are with a bunch of teams that have came back from injuries. And now we all of a sudden got ourselves a really good wildcard race for all these teams, and obviously, looking at the wild card as it is right now, you got the Browns in first place with a record of 9-5, and then in second and third place, you got the Bengals and the Colts with records of 8-6. But it's not just them that have a record of 8-6; it's also Houston and Buffalo that have records of 8-6. And that's what makes it really close. But you also got teams like Denver who have a record of 7-7, but have really improved and have the potential to go really deep into the wild card and make possibly a playoff run as well. And it's the AFC this year has been shaping up to be a real competitive conference, and it's just been a fun wild card race to watch. So you look at the current wild card teams, and a lot of these teams have been plagued with injuries, and they will probably continue to be plagued with injuries, and that's just kind of how it has been with the wild card teams. But you look at those teams; they got some very important games coming up with teams on the outside of the wild card who are hoping to get in, and that includes the Browns, who play Houston with their for their next game, and this is a very important game for Cleveland. They win here, they got the tiebreaker over Houston. That puts them in a good position. If the Browns lose next week, then they're still up in the wild card, but they are now in the hands of other teams, and we don't want to fall behind in that way. And then you look at teams like Cincinnati and Indiana; they got some winnable games in their schedule as well, and that'll hopefully put them in a good place. But then you look at a team like Buffalo. Buffalo has battled back, and you got to give Buffalo credit. They have fought back, and now they have a record of 8-6. They could steal the division from the Dolphins. I don't see it not happening. It is definitely possible. Um, but Buffalo, they are a team not to be reckoned with, and they've just fought back real nicely, and I'm sure they will have a wild card spot if things go their way. And then you look at a team like Denver, and I obviously said this earlier. Denver, they are making a great, maybe one of the greatest in-season comebacks. They started off with a really bad record of around 1-5, and they are now 7-7. So they have won at least 6 games from that poor start. And then you look at teams like Pittsburgh, Las Vegas, and the Chargers. I think, to be fair, I think those teams, they don't have the greatest talent in the world. I think those teams are out of playoff contention. They're obviously technically not eliminated yet, but I think those teams are going to be out. They're just too far behind, or they have too many injuries to deal with the rest of the teams in the wild card race. Um, and you also look at this, and you look at the division leaders right now. You got some teams that could take the division, and really shake up the wild card standings as well. You look at the Browns, obviously. Things are gonna have to go their way if they want to have first place in the division, which means that the Browns are gonna have to win two, and the Ravens are gonna have to lose two. If the Browns win and the Ravens, if the Browns lose and the Ravens win, then the Browns will be out of division title contention. You look at Cincinnati. I don't think Cincinnati has much of a chance of getting the division title. But then you go to a team like Indianapolis, and Indianapolis, they are in the division race. They're right up against the Jaguars and Texans. The AFC South has really been a competitive division over the past few weeks, and I expect it to be even more so as the regular season finishes. You go to Houston. Same story with Houston. Houston, they are in a position to also win the division, although CJ Stroud is looking like he's out for at least next game, so that is gonna put a lot of stress on them. And we'll kind of see what happens with Houston, but they kind of have a tough road ahead without their starting quarterback. Um, and then you go to Denver. Denver's not going to win the division. I don't think they're going to win the division, but they could be in the wild card race by the time they finish up, and it's going to be hope maybe a magical season for Denver. But we will see about that one. Um, and kind of and if I had to predict the wild card at the end of the season here, I would put the Browns at number 5 seed. I would put Buffalo at the number 6 seed, and at the number 7 seed, I would put probably Denver. So that would be my prediction for how the wild card is going to look at the end of the year. But obviously, there are a lot of teams that could still get in, and it's going to be an exciting thing to watch. I expect a lot of entertaining football for the last few weeks of the regular season. I could talk about the NFC wildcard race, but I think the NFC wildcard race is already pretty much set. The AFC has just been really competitive this year, um, but we will see what happens because honestly, anything could happen in the final stretch of the regular season, and that's just going to be something to watch for. Um, Hopefully, the Browns take it all the way, but we'll see what happens with that. Um, and yeah, so that will do it for this video. And just wanted to kind of touch on the wildcard race because it's been a joy to watch. And we will see what happens in the rest of the regular season and for the playoffs. And we will touch there. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like. We'll see you guys on the next video. And yeah.